Hello and welcome to Nuwadi's Margarita Minute. This is Kimberly Nielsen and Pamela Tipsford here coming to you from Nuwadi Bodywork Education Center. And we have created what we're calling the Margarita Minute. We're going to be hosting a conversation for wellness providers and small business owners as a whole. But I think we want to take a second and just kind of introduce you to how we came up with the Margarita, why we're calling it the Margarita Minute.
Well, as many of you know, Kimberly and I are very good at brainstorming ideas. And a lot of times what we've done is we've had it over our lunches
every
3 weeks, where we have it at our favorite Mexican restaurant over margaritas, which actually kind of helps calm a person down when you're trying to
I'm a little
uptight.
I have to admit, I can be a little uptight. So sometimes it takes, a good margarita down the hatch before I'm feeling a little more comfortable and not so stuck inside, a box or a shell.
Which is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this segment, because the fact that it is one thing when you're coming up with ideas of a way to keep yourself calm and relaxed as you're coming up with the ideas. And as if you've ever come to one of our open houses or our parties, we do an annual event called the Nuwadi and Friends every year, and it's basically based on margaritas or Mexican food as a theme. So we're getting rather infamous with our parties. So,
well, when we first started brainstorming together, every 3 weeks, just as a way of building Nuwadi and creating our own strategy, like you said, we would do this over lunch at the local Mexican hole. But one of the things we would get on these topics, and we're like, this is such good information that so many people could get value from. And we tossed around the idea of just bringing in the camera and sitting up at the table while we're having our lunch. But you know how those places are. They can be a little noisy.
Yeah, and it can be a little bit more distracting when people are walking by, and sometimes you probably couldn't hear the sound effect well. So we decided to bring it into Nuwadi itself, so that way it gives people an idea that we have a little private setting, but as you can see, we have our margaritas. So that
Never
way,
at a loss for margaritas.
That way it continues with that theme, but it allows us the ability to bring it to you, to share it with you.
Yes. So that said, what we plan on doing over the course of the year is, besides having our own topics of conversation, which we already do, and we're already amped up to start recording those, but we also want to bring in some people to interview. Some of the ideas that we've tossed around are maybe interviewing some very, very successful massage therapist business owners or other wellness practice chiropractors, people that already have an established business, and just kind of picking their brain on camera and pulling out some really valuable information for you. We've talked about that.
About time management, financial
money
aspects,
management, yeah.
Taking care of oneself when you're trying to balance work and your wellness.
Or bringing in somebody who is a specialist in advertising or in social media marketing. Bringing those kind of people in and interviewing them on the spot for you. So those are the kind of things that we're toying with.
Plus it gives them a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere too, that they might be able to feel more comfortable to open up and provide information that you may not normally get in a normal setting.
Right. So it's very casual, open conversation. Margaritas are not required if our interviewee is not a drinker. No biggie. We've
exactly.
got lots of water, juice, whatever, you name it. We're
coffee.
Cool. Coffee, yes.
We have a lot of that. But anyway, that's why we wanted to present this to you as an introductory aspect. So we are looking forward to hearing from you about any kind of topics that you'd like to have us discuss, or like to be a part of the discussion.
So we know the topics that we want to discuss, and we're always coming up with new ones, but we want to hear from you. What are the conversations that you want to listen to, or the problems that you have that you struggle with, or the ideas that you have that you want to kind of toss around out there? Shoot those over on the comment section. We'll be looking at those constantly, and if there's any way we can incorporate your questions and your topics and discussions into the Margarita Minute, we will absolutely do that.
And so stay tuned for the next segment.
See you next time.